Back again. Hi. Welcome to another edition of Boozing with Jude. First things first, guys. The hair. You're thinking, Jude, what's going on with your hair? Come on. You can get a haircut now. COVID is opening up. They're letting them open them up. Yeah, here's the deal. So, and I know you want to know this story about my childhood. So, when I was young, I had like really long, just like curly hair. And then, as I got older, because my mother used to call me Medusa, which I thought was probably not a compliment, I kept it short. It was curly, it was thick, and, even when it turned, white, it's still, I always kept it short. But then I, became a cancer patient. Okay, I'm fine, it's good. And when I had chemo, all my hair fell out. So I was like, Kojak. When it grew back, same color. I was hoping to come back as a blonde, but it didn't happen. But it's like straight. It's like straight. And I'm like, I don't know. My whole life I don't know what to do with it. So I thought, well, let's try to maybe grow it a little bit longer and see. And it looks like crap right now, but I think, soon I'll look like a model. I don't know. I'm just guessing that pretty soon it's going to be like perfect. And I'm going to be like, you'll see me like modeling clothes and stuff on billboards. Anyways, that's what's the deal with the hair. So yes, it's autumn. We're having like the last day of temperate weather. It's sunny. It's mid 60s. What's that for you people over there? Like, I don't know, 15, 16 degrees Celsius. Why? I don't know. Come on. Get off the metric system. The whole world is using what we're using. It's Fahrenheit all the way. So I have another pumpkin one in store, but I'm not going to do it today because, you know what I think about autumn? I think, boo-hoo, I'm bumming. So here's the deal. My usual store, which is called Myers, which, was founded in Grand Rapids, which is where I'm from. My mother went there all the time. It was Fred Meyer. I mean, then they built hospitals and then they became kind of a larger distribution of stores. So we have them in Indiana. There's some in Ohio. And like, I'm like loyal to Myers because my mom would go every Saturday without fail. And my dad would say, if you don't go to Myers today, the roof will cave in. What will Fred Meyer do? He'll probably phone you up and say, Gloria, you better come to Myers. So I've always been loyal, but, I'm getting a little uptight with him because, I went to get basil to cook because I'm Italian sort of, and I like to use basil. And they never have like just fresh basil in a packet or anything. They only have a plant. I'm like, they obviously don't know me. So like plants just die the minute I look at them. So I had to get this plant. And it's still around, amazingly, miraculously. I haven't killed it off. So I'm going to use off the basil. So I thought, well, let's make a basil cocktail. Oh, yeah. Oh, and let's use what? Gin. Okay. Doesn't have to be an autumn. Maybe we can call this autumn. I don't know. Why not? So I'm going to make what's called a basil smash or something like that. And it's simple. And it was created by a guy. Okay. I don't speak French. No, je me appelle, whatever. I also don't speak German. So this guy's name is like Jorg, Jorg, with the little dots over the O. I don't know. Jorg. And his last name is Meyer. Oh, I can say that. And so he's the guy who created this drink, and it won like Best New Cocktail in some 2008 competition. He's a German guy. And it's a piece of cake. You know what? It's delicious. It's delicious. When I lived in London, not that I'm bragging, there was a place there that I used to go called the Port House. Now, Port House was really interesting. Jude, what does this have to do with the drink? I don't know, but I'm going to tell you the story anyways. The Port House was owned by Dubliners, people from Ireland. It's called the Port House. So you're thinking, okay, so it specialized in port, which it did. But what did they also specialize in? Oh, wait, their food was tapas. Outstanding tapas. Get the calamari. You won't regret it. But they also had like this sheet when you came in of their special gin drinks. And they served them in like fish bowls. Yeah, fish bowls. And they had this, my first one that I ever had was like a basil strawberry. And they had all different kind of gins that they paired them with. basil strawberry, and I had something with like peppercorn and different kinds of gin, and it's like, so I was like, you know what, basil, it's a good thing in a drink. Yeah, really. So that's what we're going to do today. So if you ever go to London, it's a teeny place. It's down on the Strand. It's across the street, kind of from the Savoy Hotel. And hi to my Dubliner friend. You know, I can't remember her name. I used to go in there all the time, and they knew me. And you know, we talked about that Irish movie that came out. But hi to you guys. Outstanding place to eat and drink. Okay, so the gin basil smash or the basil gin smash, whichever. First things first. I'm going to suggest that today, if you have it, use Hendrick's gin. Jude, why? Well, because Hendrick's gin, Scottish gin, is known for its cucumber infusion. And you can taste it. Yeah, it has like the slight taste of cucumber. Now, I don't go nuts over cucumbers. I put them in my salad, fine, but I'm not on my way to buy them. And actually, there are drinks that have this drink and you put cucumber in it too. But, you know, it tastes like nothing to me. But in this gin, the slight taste is really good. It's good. And it says here, the unexpected infusion of cucumber and rose petals result in a most iconoclastic gin. So they're iconoclasts. Look them up. They don't like icons. So they're like, you know, they were against like the Byzantine church probably because they had icons. Okay, not really. But they're iconoclastic. I'm an iconoclast. I'm an iconist. I don't know. I'm not iconoclastic, but I love their gin. All right, let's get to the drink. What we're going to do is we're going to muddle this very slightly. Okay, and why, Jude? Well, there's, you know, the recipe calls for muddling the leaves, basil leaves. But some people say if you muddle, it'll get a little bitter. And Difford's Guide, which is like a big guide for bartenders and drink makers, actually says just shake it. Don't muddle it. I'm going to muddle it lightly, just lightly. So how many leaves should you put in? Oh, I don't know. You know, go strong. It's not going to hurt you. I would say put in like, you know, 10 maybe, just to be on the safe side. It's not going to hurt if you put in 12. I don't know. I'm going to save a little bit for garnish. So, you know, but here's a tip. Might want to wash them, yeah, first. And let them dry. Because, you know, there's nothing worse than like, you know, you get your fresh, what are they called? Botanicals. And then, you know, they're kind of wet and wilted. All right, so we're going to take, this drink calls for 2 liters, or excuse me, 2 liters. Yeah, 2 liters of gin. Wow! Yeah. 2 ounces or 60 milliliters of gin, and 1 ounce or 30 milliliters of lemon juice. So I'm going to put the lemon juice in with the basil, and we're going to like muddle that up just to flavor the lemon juice, okay? But very lightly, folks, muddle her. Very lightly, just, you know, twist, you know, don't squash them, right? So now the rest of the drink, it calls for, as I said, 2 ounces, or I'm trying to help you folks over there in Europe to come to God here on the milliliter thing. 2 ounces or 60 milliliters of, now if you don't have Hendrick's, you don't have to use a London dry gin. Actually use your favorite gin. This is going to go with anything. Think about what basil goes with. I mean, come on. But it's nice having that little cucumber taste in there. Just saying. 2 liters of Hendrick's. Wouldn't that be a great drink? Okay, so we've got our lemon juice, we've got our basil, and then we're just going to have a half an ounce of simple syrup. And unfortunately, this is still warm because I just made it. So a half ounce. Simple syrup, as you remember, is, you know, just the basic simple syrup is like 1 part sugar to 1 part water. Okay, now Jude is going to put some ice in here and try not to look crass like I usually do. And then we're just going to shake it until the cows come over. I'm still thinking about that 2 liter drink. What would that be like? Oh my God. There we go. So I would say shake it thoroughly, but don't shake it hard because, again, you don't want to shred the leaves of the basil. You see, I'm not really shaking too hard. Okay. Here we go again. Jude. And you know what comes out of here right away? Basil and lemon. Oh, man, is that good. So here's the big kicker. I'm going to use my big ice cube. I'm a little worried it hasn't been out very long. It's already cracked. I usually leave it out so that it tempers, right? But it cracked. It cracked in the freezer. That's okay because, it's just me drinking it. So there we go. Nice big ice cube. And we're not going to strain it. We're just going to pour it in there. No, we're going to strain it. Jeez, don't listen to me. I'm not a bartender. I'm just somebody who makes drinks and then drinks them. Strain it because there's ice in here. You can't afford to put the ice in it. But we want the basil in there too. No, I guess we don't. We got basil leaves coming around, like the little stuff. I don't know what I'm thinking about. You know what? It's COVID mind. Okay? So I'm just going to take a little garnish there. Strain it. Yeah. You don't want that. You could have all the basil leaves in there, but just garnish it with basil. So here we go. Now, that looks refreshing, doesn't it? With little pieces of basil in there. So here we go. The Basil Gin Smash, I'm going to call it. And maybe it's really called the Gin Basil Smash, but I don't remember. So, salute. Wow. You know what it's missing? Like 1 3/4 liters of gin. Just kidding. It's very lemony. It's very fresh. And you get that little slight cucumber taste from the gin. Now, I will tell you, it is tart, yeah, because there's 1 whole ounce of lemon juice in there. So if you're a little afraid of the tartness, back off to 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. I like a tart drink. It's so refreshing for me. But my taste buds get to the point where I don't go anymore. So, and some people go, oh, that's really tart. So I would say for tart drink lovers, go with that whole ounce. If you're a little like not into really like tart, just back off on the lemon juice like 1/4 of an ounce and still keep the 1/2 ounce of the simple syrup because you don't want this drink to be sweet. It's just to kind of cut off some of the sweetness here or some of the tartness. So, I'm kind of messed up. I'm just like talking in circles. I think it's a good time to say, folks, it's been great. My next drink will be a pumpkin drink, and we are sad. We love our pumpkin, but we don't like cold weather, and tomorrow it's going to be cold. So I'm going to be grumpy from now until about, I don't know, next July. Just get used to it. So happy autumn. Enjoy your smash thing, and we'll catch you next time on Boozing with Jude. Cheers.